Ladies, stop screaming there's no good men anymore when you're not a good woman. Y'all want these men to be so perfect and y'all are so flawed. At the club every single weekend pushing 30, multiple baby daddies by the time you're in your early 20s. Like, you're expecting these men to wife you down, make you a stay-at-home mom, give you the world. Baby, you don't even respect yourself. Out here talking about, I can't find a good man. Bitch, you done let the whole town run through you. No good man wants that.
Why commitment feels risky now isn't because men forgot how to love. It's because love got converted into a subscription model and men are the only ones still paying annual fees while everyone else is on free trial. Men didn't wake up one day and decide, yeah, I hate loyalty now. Let me become emotionally unavailable and collect gym memberships like Pokemon. Men adapted. Men observed. Men ran the numbers. And the numbers said you're about to invest like a homeowner in a market that threatens relationships like Airbnb. Temporary stays, no responsibility, but full-time access to the furniture. Commitment used to mean we build together. Now it means I build and you evaluate the experience. Men are told relationships are teamwork, while being graded like interns. Every argument is a performance review. Every emotion is a compliance test. Every boundary is a red flag. Every standard is insecurity. Every silence is emotional violence. Every confidence is ego. And every decision is control. At this point, just breathe, Ron, and you are cancelled in your own relationship. Commitment feels risky because modern love is a courtroom with no defense attorney. You walk in thinking it's a partnership. You leave with a character assassination documentary narrated by her group chat. Men used to believe loyalty created safety. Now loyalty just creates expectations with no protection. You could do everything right and still be told you didn't make her feel right. And feelings now outrank facts. Intentions, effort, history, sacrifice. None of that matters if a mood changes on Tuesday. Commitment feels risky because men are the only ones taught that love means sacrifice, while the other side is taught love means fulfillment. So one person shows up to build, the other shows up to feel. And when the feelings dip, the builder gets blamed for the weather. Men are told, be emotionally intelligent. We are told, communicate, but not like that. Be honest, but not too honest. Be confident, but not intimidating. Be masculine, but not traditional. Be stable, but exciting. Be ambitious, but present. Be strong, but vulnerable. Be disciplined, but spontaneous. And now it's just to pick a personality. Men are expected to be mountains with Bluetooth connectivity. Commitment feels risky because modern relationships aren't about growing together anymore. They are about maintaining emotional entertainment. You are not a partner, you are a content provider. You're expected to generate dopamine, comfort, security, status, adventure, growth, healing, validation. And if the emotional stock price drops, you are blamed for the market. Men are told relationships are about love, while everything is measured in feelings per minute. And feelings are the least stable currency in human history. Men don't fear commitment. We fear committing into a system that rewards exit over endurance. We watched commitment turn from virtue into vulnerability. We watched loyalty turn into leverage. We watched devotion become taken for granted. We watched patience become expectation. We watched effort become invisible. We watched stability become boring. We watched sacrifice become assumed. We watched men build platforms for people who later claimed the view. Commitment feels risky because men are finally honest about the odds. Not bitter, not angry, not resentful, just realistic. You don't walk into a casino screaming, "I hate money." You walk in knowing the house wins, and modern dating is the emotional casino where men provide the chips and women get the complimentary drinks. And the dealer is Instagram. Men are told love is about trust, while everything encourages comparison. You are not competing with men anymore. You are competing with her phone, her explore page, her group chat, her ex, her future fantasy version of you, her healed self, her glow-up arc, her potential soulmate who doesn't exist yet. Commitment feels risky because men are asked to emotionally mortgage themselves to people who are culturally trained to emotionally diversify. We are told, open your heart, while being told hearts are allowed to wander. We are told, commit deeply, while being told identity is fluid. We are told love unconditionally, while conditions change hourly, and then men are shocked when men hesitate. We are not scared of love. We are scared of being the only one who takes it seriously. Commitment feels risky because modern culture turned men into utilities instead of partners. We are valuable for what we provide, not who we are. Our worth is measured in stability, not presence. Provision, not loyalty. Output, not character. Performance, not devotion. Men are loved for function, not essence. And when men feel like tools instead of teammates, they stop offering unconditional access. Men used to believe commitment made them men. Now commitment makes them vulnerable in a system that protects vulnerability selectively. Men are told be accountable for your mistakes, while accountability for feelings is optional. Men are told lead, while being punished for direction. Men are told protect, while being blamed for control. Men are told provide, while being accused of leverage. Men are told be confident, while being warned not to overshadow. Men are told be traditional, while being told tradition is oppressive. Men are told modernize, while being judged by traditional standards. Commitment feels risky because it is one of the few contracts where one side is socially celebrated for leaving and the other is socially blamed for staying. When a man leaves, he's emotionally unavailable. When a woman leaves, she's brave. When a man hesitates, he's afraid. When a woman hesitates, she's protecting her peace. When a man commits and it fails, he's a lesson. When a woman commits and it fails, she's a survivor. Men don't hate this reality. We just finally see it. Commitment feels risky because men watch their fathers work their entire lives for families that later rewrote them as villains. Men watched loyalty get rebranded as control. Men watched discipline get rebranded as emotional absence. They watched sacrifice get rebranded as manipulation. Protection get rebranded as insecurity. Leadership get rebranded as dominance. Provision get rebranded as expectation. And men quietly decided, maybe I should protect myself too. Not by becoming cold, but by becoming selective. Men today don't want 10 women. They want one woman who doesn't treat her love like a seasonal update. Men want loyalty that doesn't expire, respect that doesn't fluctuate, affection that doesn't depend on mood, commitment that doesn't require emotional insurance. But culture doesn't reward that model anymore. Culture rewards novelty, feelings, drama, reinvention, rebranding, healing journeys, sponsored by breakups. Men are expected to build foundations in a culture that sells demolition as empowerment. Commitment feels risky because men are asked to emotionally invest in people who are taught to emotionally hedge. It's like being told to go all in while watching the other player keep cards under the table. Men aren't stupid. We're not emotional cavemen. We understand risk. We just don't romanticize it anymore. We saw too many men lose years of effort to someone's personal evolution arc. We saw too many men become villains in stories they were never allowed to narrate. We saw too many men reduced to screenshots, sound bites, moments taken out of context. We saw loyalty turn into leverage against us. So we adapted. We delayed. We observed. We built ourselves first. And then we are told we are selfish for it. No, we are strategic. Commitment feels risky because modern love punishes men for believing in it too early. You commit too fast, you are desperate. You commit too slow, you are emotionally unavailable. You care too much, you are insecure. You care too little, you are cold. You express needs, you are controlling. You suppress needs, you are distant. You are always wrong, you just haven't been told how yet. Commitment now feels like playing chess while being judged on how pretty the pieces look. Men aren't afraid of responsibility. We are afraid of responsibility without authority. We are afraid of being held accountable for outcomes we no longer control. We are afraid of being told to lead while being stripped of influence. We are afraid of being protectors in a world that doesn't let us protect. We are afraid of building families in a culture that devalues fathers. We are afraid of giving our best years to systems that treat men as replaceable components. Commitment feels risky because men finally realized love is no longer sold as partnership, but as experience. And experiences are disposable. Men don't want disposable love. We want durable love. But durable love requires two people who value permanence. Not just comfort, not just excitement, not just growth, but loyalty. Loyalty doesn't trend. It doesn't get applause. It doesn't get quotes. It doesn't get glow-up montages. It just works quietly. And quiet fins get ignored in loud cultures. So men build quietly now. We commit to gyms, skills, businesses, peace, discipline. Because those fins don't wake up one day and decide they've outgrown us. They don't compare us to fantasies. They don't emotionally invoice us. They don't rewrite history. They don't punish us for consistency. Men still want love, families, connection. We just want it with someone who understands commitment is not a mood, it's a decision. Commitment feels risky because it now requires faith in a culture that taught people to trust feelings over promises. And men are done betting their futures on moods. Men aren't retreating from love. We are upgrading our standards. We are no longer committing to potential. We commit to proof, to patterns, to character. And we commit last because we commit seriously. A man who commits today is not weak. He is selective. He is observant, disciplined, aware. And he knows that in a culture that sells love as entertainment, the most rebellious thing a man can do is choose loyalty. Carefully commitment doesn't feel risky because love is dangerous. It feels risky because love is no longer protected. And men don't fear love. We fear loving alone. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means it worked. If this made you laugh, that's because pain with perspective becomes humour. If this made you nod, welcome to the quiet majority that isn't allowed to speak without being called bitter. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are not emotionally unavailable. You are just a man living in a system that changed the rules and blamed you for noticing. So don't let anyone shame you for protecting your peace. Don't let anyone rush your commitment. Don't let anyone tell you loyalty is weakness while they profit from instability. Build yourself first. Not for revenge, not for validation, but so when you commit, it's because you chose to, not because you are scared of being alone. And if you are watching this thinking, yeah, finally someone said it out loud, then you already know what to do. Subscribe. Not because this channel will save you, but because you are tired of being lied to with pretty words and fake empathy. Like the video if you are done playing emotional roulette. Comment if you felt this and never had the language for it. And share it with the one friend who's still pretending modern dating makes sense. Because commitment doesn't feel risky now because men changed. It feels risky because men finally woke up. And we are not going back to sleep.